like any. It should be live,
Any moment.
but it may still have that 30-second thing though.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
But it is streaming. Name of love.
What?
Uh, that guy did finish the music, but he didn't send me a copy of it, so we're not using it this episode.
What guy?
Somebody Lovardos.
Mr. Idlewild?
No, shut up.
So he didn't recommend Idlewild?
No,
Said?
you didn't. That
Hmm.
wasn't said.
Number
Okay,
88
the
in this
stream's up.
161
Let's
strategies
go.
for making your own movie no matter what. Beware of 2-for-1 and both or none deals.
Love you.
Love you
You
too.
staying in here or going in?
Beware. Beware. Cause it's
Hmm.
over now.
Over. It's
And
over.
it's over. David
Raise your
Bowie.
weapon.
David Bowie.
Bowie's weapon.
Raise your antenna, baby.
Boy, raise your nipple tonight.
Oh, I have to play this. I can't help it.
Perks of being a wallflower.
I can't help it. I gotta play this.
So apparently,
Mm-hmm.
It's time
for this
some
started as a
football.
book, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do what?
The Perks of Being a Wallflower was a book 1st, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but not very long prior. It was a
Well,
pretty.
obviously, 'cause, I mean, the director wrote the screenplay and the book. I thought that was interesting that the author was the director.
Yeah, it was a
Mhm.
wham bam thank you ma'am situation. He
Yeah,
did
he
not.
put in the footwork to get it going.
He did not write Wonder Boys, by the way. That was some misinformation I got.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wonder Boys.
Wonder Boy. Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Really? Macho Man. just came out?
Randy Savage.
Macho Man came
Yeah.
out? Really? That surprises me.
Snack into a Slim Jim? What?
Snap.
Shut to the limit.
What? No.
It's time
Do
for
not
some
tell me what to do,
football.
sir.
Yeah. It's
George
time for
and
some
George.
football.
Yo.
So everybody, come on everybody.
God, now I gotta watch me some Macho Man.
Oh yeah.
Sexually? I don't. Huh?
Yeah, you know, Macho Man Hulk Hogan sex tape. Can you imagine that? Oh yeah. What you gonna do, brother?
Oh God!
Yeah.
Exactly. See.
Stick it in there.
You listen here, brother. What
Now
you gonna do?
everybody. Yeah.
Are you trying to find a song right now?
No, I was trying to play a while ago, but Dustin was talking about something. I don't remember what. Are we ready to go?
I'm ready.
Everybody's locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded. Dustin, you're second on the intro. I
Okay.
saw the change.
Wait, what?
The change on the intro.
Well, the way it's on the sheet, Dustin's first.
Okay.
I mean, do y'all have a preference which order you go?
I don't care. I was just pointing out the change.
So it's hello and welcome to this week's The Untitled Movie Pod. I'm Dusty, and see there can't be a
Ooh,
pause
yeah.
there.
He's asleep. He's asleep.
Dustin, are you ready?
Yeah, man. Sorry, I was nerding out to some Macho Man.
You seriously watching Macho Man right now?
I was. I was watching an interview with Randy Macho Man Savage. I love
Oh
his interview,
yeah.
dude. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Nothing means nothing. Oh yeah. He was awesome, dude. How could you not
He
love that?
was. No, I do love him. I do love him.
So we
It's just still funny.
oh,
All these years later, it's still funny. Oh yeah.
are we clear on the intro, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna say I'm joined by, and then Lavar
No, I'm
says his
not. I'm
thing.
not gonna say I'm
And
joined by. I'm gonna
Let's
say
listen.
I'm Dusty.
I'm
And
Dusty Jones.
Let's start over again from the top.
this is how it's
All
gonna
right.
roll. I'm gonna say hello and welcome to this week's The Untitled Movie Pod. I'm Dusty. And then Dustin, you say I'm
I
Dustin.
thought you were going second, Lavar.
Oh, you are.
I am.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it to
Okay.
me.
It's on the sheets if you have your doc.
Yeah, I am going second. I never go second in the introduction, but okay. All right, I'll go second. Go ahead. All right, so from the top.
Welcome to this week's The Untitled Movie Pod. I'm Dusty.
I'm Dustin.
And I'm laughing at you too. Okay. I think we got it.
Let's pay attention to what's happening. Let's not have this delay.
You have
I
to
was
pay
listening to Macho
attention
Man.
to what's
Well,
going
turn the
on
goddamn
around you, brother.
Macho Man off
When am I supposed to listen to my Macho Man?
You listen to
after
Macho
the
Man.
show. The show takes 2 hours out of a 7-day
Listen here,
fucking
brother.
week.
Are we recording an episode of WWE right now?
I challenge you to a fucking ladder match, you son of a bitch.
Pre-show listeners, I hope you're enjoying it.
Jeff Hardy.
Oh God.
I challenge you to Hell in a Cell.
Well, I've already challenged you to a ladder. There
That's
is
when-
no.
That's when Vince McMahon comes out and says, "We'll put a ladder in the Hell in a Cell."
There you go. For this year's Hell in a Cell, we'll put a ladder inside a cell.
Can there be alligators? That's the question.
And alligators outside.
And whoever doesn't win is fired.
Exactly.
So fucking over the top. All right, seriously though.
Ah.
And I changed up the way we're going to announce films a little bit. Since we're not doing a roll or any of that stuff, since we already know the order, I'm going to do kind of a countdown where I'm just going to do, like, the fan suggestion. We watch it, we talk about it on the 22nd, but it's announced the week before on the 15th, and you guys can vote on it. And then on February 15th, we'll have LeVar's Blazing Saddles. And then February 8th, you'll have me, the Dirties. And then next week, up for discussion, and that's when I'll play the trailer, and then we'll say, if you did, the Hunger Games, and then we'll talk about it for a split second, and then roll out.
Roll out.
You got that?
Roll out.
Okay, you got that.
Savvy.
Oh yeah.
Let's get this show on the road!
Let's do it, brother.
Okie dokie. Let me hit the record button. There's the record button. It has been hit. Let me bring back up the dock. Okay. Are we ready? On your marks. Say everything you're going to say in the next 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this movie we're talking about this week.
What you gonna do, brother? You gonna watch that movie or what? Oh my God.
I was never a wallflower.
Should have never brought up Macho Man.
I punched up the wallflower.
Actually, Macho Man kind of came up organically. I was stretching and.
That's true.
So I already hit the record button, so let's...
All right.
Oh, God damn Well, it's almost at a minute, so let me wait. 5
Thank you,
seconds.
pre-show listeners.
Hello and welcome to this week's The Untitled Movie Pod. I'm Dusty.
I'm Dustin.
And I'm LeVar.
How's everybody doing this week?
We're
Doing
well.
good.
Same here, guys. Same here. Y'all seen any good stuff this week?
Nope.
Nope.
I did okay.
Okay.
Nope
Well,
already.
hopefully that's not a reflection on the movie we were talking about this week. But before we get into all that good stuff, let's talk about how you guys can interact with us. You can hit us at facebook.com, the Untitled Movie Pod. If you wish to kick us a few cents month to month, you can hit us up at patreon.com/the Untitled Movie Pod. And this week we have a shout out for Kim. She donated, or she's committed to a $5 a month donation. That's all that's required for a shout out on the show. So if you want to kick us a little extra dough, and if you want to hear your name on the show, just $5 a month. It's that easy, guys. Also,
shout out.
exactly. Also, you can visit our website at theuntitledmoviepod.com. Don't forget the dub. That's very important. Also, you can find us on YouTube, our YouTube channel for the Untitled Movie Pod. That's also a place where you can see us live. Well, not really see us, you can hear us as we're going live right now. So if you want to see how the show works behind the scenes in some sort of fashion, that's the place to do it. You can hear a little gabbing before and after the show. So you can, drop us a comment. There's even a chat room on there, I'm pretty sure, on the YouTube live stream. So if you have something to say, say it. Say it! Also, you can email us comments, movie selections, any of that good stuff, feedback. You can send that all to theuntitledmoviepod@gmail.com. Alright, so let's just roll right into the movie we're talking about this week. This movie is the second in a hopefully a long-lasting series of movies submitted by the fans and voted upon by the fans, which can easily be done. Just send that little film that you got burning in the back of your mind that you want us to see to the untitledmoviepod@gmail.com, and then somewhere around the middle of the month we'll do a poll of all the movies that have been submitted, and we'll talk about your movie. So it's that easy to interact with the show, and that's what we really want from you guys. We want interaction. We want to hear your feedback and let us know what you want us to watch. So this week's movie is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Is written and directed based on the book by the same guy. It's kind of a one-man show, I guess. Steven Chbosky? Is that how you would say it?
Chbosky?
Chbosky? Chbosky? Steven, how about that? Steven C. Steven C. is the writer-director. He's done a bunch of episodes of Jericho, the TV show. Have you guys ever seen that?
I haven't watched it.
I've not. My parents are real into it, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it either. He also had another film, The Four Corners of Nowhere, which I think was also based on maybe not a book, but maybe a short story or something he was writing. And I think in the process of him writing that, he actually kind of came up with the idea of The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Also, well, our main stars are Logan Lerman. He's Percy in the Percy Jackson movies. He was also in this year's Noah and Fury, which I loved. I kind of mentioned in what we've been watching kind of thing. Have you guys seen the Percy movies at all?
No.
I have. I've seen them.
Is that an unfortunate thing?
They're not meant for people my age.
Yeah, I feel you there. Dustin, have you seen the Percy Jackson movies?
No, I have not. They never seemed like there would be anything that would pique my interest.
Yeah, they're basically like that. There's another series of movies that are kind of the same thing. Also, we have Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller, he was in Madame Bovary, and supposedly, I don't know if it's 100% true yet or not. It may just be a rumor. He's going to be playing the Flash on the next screen adaptation of that character.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
And then the other, big name in the movie. Well, there's other bigger names in the movie, but Emma Watson, you will know her from the Harry Potter movies, and she was also in this year's Noah as well. I myself enjoy the Potter movies. Y'all guys aren't into that, right?
I haven't seen any of them.
You
Yeah,
haven't
I
even
haven't seen them either.
seen.
I need to.
You haven't actually
They're so
watched them.
big. What's up?
Y'all haven't watched even like a frame of them.
No, I know it's incredible. They were so big and they've been out for so long. It is incredible that I haven't seen them yet, but I need to at least watch one of them. No, I haven't seen it.
Mm.
Here's my thing about the Potter movies. It's not so much about the story. The story is what it is, but what I love about the Potter movies is that they use CG in a way that's artistic. Like it's not like a lot of CG out there that's meant to be as real as possible or as over the top as possible. And so, when you see those movies later, it's very dated. And these movies are used almost like practical effects in a weird way to where it fits the art style. So I really like that aspect of those movies.
Okay.
Um, there's other names in the movie, but they're very minor roles, like Dylan McDermott, Kate
Hmm.
Walsh. Um, what's that girl's name that was in Two and a Half Men?
Oh, Melanie Linsky.
Yeah, she's in it for just a bit.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's
Oh,
pretty.
don't forget Paul Rudd.
Paul, yeah, Paul Rudd, yeah. There's a lot of names floating around in there. But the movie itself is easily put just an introvert freshman is taken up under the wings of two seniors who welcome him to the real world. Other than
Hmm.
that, I think we're good. If we just want to roll right into what we thought about the movie,
Let's do this.
and you want to start us off, Dustin?
Sure. Um, it was a really good movie. I mean, that's what everybody's been saying, and yeah, it's not exactly something I haven't seen before. It feels a lot like other movies that I'd seen. As far as acting goes, nobody really like the only person that stuck out to me as doing a really good job was the Patrick. Patrick's character. I think the that portrayed him did a really good job.
Yeah, he was
Um,
Ezra. He was awesome. I
Yeah.
wasn't he?
love
That
that
was really
character.
good because I mean there was multiple levels to that character,
Right.
and it felt like a real person. And that's one thing I could say about this movie is that at least the issues that everybody was dealing with, they felt real. The situations felt real, and they were very engaging. In fact, I was so immersed in the characters, I didn't want it because I was re-experiencing a lot of that awkward stuff that you experienced in high school. I was reliving some of that a lot of times, and it was very uncomfortable for me. Like I'd get butterflies in my stomach or whatever, because I've been there, and that's kind of. I think that's what this movie was going for was trying to relate to people. I say that based on the fact that they cast a main character who, for all intents and purposes, with the exception of his history, is relatively bland. A lot of times movies will do that, or not just movies, but entertainment will do that. Any kind of story will do that, so that you can put yourself in the place of that character. They make a relatable character, so it's almost just as bland as possible.
Right.
Um, it's a blank template, so to speak. But it was successful at that. Like I said, I was very engaged, and uh, people I watched it with were very engaged too. Um, it was a good movie. The score was pretty neat. This irked me to no end. I don't know why. I know why they did this, but it bothered me. So that tunnel song they keep referencing, the song
Hmm.
that they have no idea what it is and can't find it, it's freaking U2. It's just a cover of a U2 song. I mean, I'm guessing they couldn't get the licensing agreement to play the U2 song, but that's like a super popular song, super popular band, and they can't find it the whole movie. They've never heard of it. I realize it may have just come out, but that song was freaking huge from one of the biggest bands ever. So anyway, that just irked me to no end because they kept bringing it up. Oh, I finally found that song. Did you? Like, it's just everywhere.
Well, and
How could you not find it?
this is also a time before the internet. So I mean, they're making mixtapes on actual cassettes. So the time that
Yeah.
they're in, if you hear something on the radio, you might not hear it again, especially if it's something really new or kind of off color.
Yeah, but
Um,
as big as that song was, I'm sure they played it on the radio all the time. And
uh,
you too.
Well,
Anyway, Um, but that irked me a good bit. Um, I mean, I realized it was a different time, cassette tapes and stuff like that. Um, but and some of the I don't know. It felt like I mean, it was obviously. I'm guessing this is supposed to be like an '80s period flick. So that's kind of what it feels like. It's got some of that, uh, John Cusack '80s flick kind of feel to it a little bit, but much more serious. It deals with serious stuff, and it's not just all play and stuff. Because the relationship between Emma Watson's character Sam and I guess is that Logan Lerman? Is that the guy?
Hmm.
Yeah. I I ex- it didn't feel legit to me. Like those that relationship didn't feel like everything else felt like high school. That didn't feel like high school for whatever reason. I mean, I realized they um, for their age, but their conversations, the way they talked and the way they acted, and the fact that they were secretly in love with each other the whole time, that didn't sink well with me. It didn't strike me as real. Regardless, I still enjoyed it. It was still very very good movie. There was just a few things here or there that aggravated me, but all in all, this movie deals with some really really powerful issues, powerful subjects, deals with them with the kind of sensitivity that you don't see. It seems to touch them very delicately. It doesn't just throw this out there and put it on display. All these different issues, um, but it does it very carefully with a lot of respect. Um, Also, I could make a point. This is a testament to how multiple stories can be blended together relatively seamlessly. It didn't feel like there's one part that I felt like probably could have been left out, but you can make the argument that it adds to the movie as much as it takes away. Is that whole relationship he had with Mary Elizabeth? Because at the end of things, it felt relatively inconsequential. Um, but I guess I guess to some degree it helped move the story along, but you probably could have done without that. But it didn't really kill the pace that much. They didn't spend much time on it. Um, but yeah, I think this is a great example to show, hey, look, you can merge multiple stories together and not lose focus of your overall goal. I felt like they did a really good job of that. Uh, yeah, I enjoyed the movie. So I mean, I don't think I have anything more to add right now, but I probably will think of things as y'all are doing your reviews.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you wanna bridge us there, Levar?
Bridges. I did enjoy this. As I said last week, I was kind of going into it reservations, because of old memories that potentially brought up while watching this. Uh, yeah, it did that, but I like the way they kind of I don't want to say choked through it, but the way they went through it, I started forgetting about that and started enjoying the movie. Because like Dustin had said, I started getting the butterflies. I started feeling the nervousness because it reminds me of something that had happened. Uh, yeah, I'm glad you brought it up. I was confused about one thing, like kind of the time period of it,
Hmm.
because I was kind of wondering they didn't really state like I kind
Well,
of
all
figured
that
it
music was
was
from that time, so that's
yeah
kind of you can really base it on the music,
yeah.
the music they listened to, and the mixtapes and stuff like that.
I mean the music obviously felt new to them. I figure because they're kids, it's not gonna it's not gonna sound like the same old whatever.
Yeah.
It's gonna sound like they're just discovering it. And well, since they're making mixtapes, I figured it'd be at least the '90s, at least that far back.
I'll tell you, I did like
Mm.
you mentioned the music aspect. I did like that Emma Watson's character Sam. She said to him to what's the lead character's name again? Is it Michael?
Yeah, it was
I don't
Charlie.
remember. Was it Charlie? Okay,
Hmm.
it's a relatively bland name, but anyway, Charlie. Um, Not to insult everyone with the name Charlie. Um, I did like whenever she told him, she said, "You have better taste than I did if I was a freshman." Because look, I don't know if any of y'all remember what your life was like as a freshman, but not very many people have taste like as a freshman. It's very, very, very slim pickings,
It
even for
is.
that time. You're in the really stupid stuff. Usually, you kind of grow out of it whenever you become a senior. I do like that they threw that in there because that added some more realism to the character to me.
Right.
Because I hate these movies about kids in high school that have like really good taste in things. Where did they acquire this? You're usually kids with tastes have to be refined over time to appreciate certain aspects of goodness.
You're right. I
But
mean,
I'm sorry.
considering the fact that they're, uh, well, kind of not really with Charlie, but just most of their parents of these kids are like kind of out of the picture. Yeah, it does kind of make you wonder, like, how do they get such taste in music? How do they get such taste in
Mhm.
things in life? But I guess them not being there is kind of what does it, because they go anywhere they want to, so they can go to any record shop and find stuff. They can rummage through parents' old collections, all that stuff. Um, like I said, it was that time frame did kind of get me. I was kind of wondering where they were with that because it seemed modern, but not modern at the same time. And that you mentioned like the absolute no use of internet. Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of reminded me because them using the phones that they used. To be honest with you, is I see people using that crap today. So just thinking they just had that crap hanging around the house. But I'm glad, thank you for clearing that up because that did bother me for like most of the movie.
If
Um,
I had to guess, I would say it was late '80s, early '90s,
yeah.
maybe because I'm thinking back on it. You're right. One of the phones, I think he used a uh, cordless home phone,
Mm-hmm.
and those weren't around, mid '80s. It may not even been around in the late '80s. I'm not sure, but I know that they were around, like say, what, '94.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Something like that. Yeah, you're right. And the thing with Charlie's parents, it was a little weird to me, like how offstanding they were. The mom never really said anything to him. His dad was like, he was like a sure thing kiddo type of dad,
hmm
where he doesn't seem to ever have like a deep talk with his troubled son. And I was like, this kid's like messed up because the parents aren't saying anything to him.
yeah,
I was like, he wouldn't be going through this as bad as he is if people actually talk to him. Like his sister, yeah, she was more into it. She was more into helping him.
yeah, and
But
his brother too. But you never hear
yeah, but his brother's
his
like
voice
rarely
any
home.
concerns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he's home, he starts off as like any doctor would. How you feeling? How you
hmm
really feeling? Are you
Yeah.
really okay? It's weird that his family was like that. And I don't know. Anyway, good acting by all of them. Great acting by Ezra, the kid to play Patrick, like you said. That that was a very very thought out character. Uh,
Yeah, he did a really good job. I wanted to mention too, I was actually underwhelmed with Emma Watson. Um, I hear so much about her and I see her all the time.
mhm.
This is going to sound weird to say, but she looks like she should be a better actress than she is. If that makes any sense. Like she has this look to her, man. It's just completely unique from anything you'll see in Hollywood. But watching her in this, and I've seen her in a few other
Mhm.
things, I'm always underwhelmed. I always expect her to just be a really good actress, but she's just not. She's just okay. She's just average.
Yeah, you'd expect like her to be in instant classic movies, like all the time.
Yeah, on with Emma
Mhm.
Watson, one thing I got like coming off the Harry Potter movies and all that stuff, I always heard how hot
Mhm.
she was, and I never understood it. But then when I saw her in this movie, I was like, yeah, she's kind of hot. But as far as her acting, yeah, it's like you said, it's pretty average. It's
Yeah.
it's nothing
Like
fantastic,
it feels like she should be a better actress than she is.
Right.
especially
I don't
with
know.
her
I don't know.
resume. I mean, even though those
But
movies weren't highbrow or anything like that, but I mean, she's got a lot of freaking experience on
Yeah, she's
major
got the
motion
chops.
yeah.
pictures.
And like the thing what got me, I guess because I've seen her be like this feminist activist or whatever before I saw this movie. So I was kind of expecting her character as Sam, being as troubled as she is, to be a lot stronger than she was. Like I know you get the she has to let her guard down eventually around Charlie because he's the guy that she could tell everything to.
Mm.
But I was expecting more out of her. Like especially when her brother was getting beat up in the cafeteria, I was really expecting her to do more and just get pushed down. So, I mean, in real life, was that would that really happen? You don't think she would at least get one hit off?
Well, she's portraying a
Yeah.
character. I mean, she chose a character that was I wouldn't say completely stereotypical teenage girl. I mean, she was a lot more interesting and had a lot more depth. But
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't really up to her to make those kinds of decisions. I mean, she
I reckon. Like I said, I knew this about her before I saw the movie, so I guess that messed up the ways I see her.
While we're pointing out acting and
Hmm.
stuff, I was reminded of so you guys all seen Arrested Development, right?
Hmm.
hmm
How did you feel about Mary Elizabeth? I thought her performance was really, really good. I was shocked because the only
Yeah.
thing I've really seen her in was Arrested Development, and there, she plays Bland. Um, and it was really cool. I thought she did a really good job.
No, she really did.
Yeah, I thought she did pretty
I
good.
just hate the fact that she keeps getting parts like that, where she's like the
was
side friend,
was she the one
Yeah,
that Charlie was had the short
the
little
day, yeah,
the
the
short
that
little
guy,
one?
relationship.
Okay. Yeah, she was
yeah, yeah,
really
and
cool.
tell me you don't know somebody like that.
Yeah.
I think everybody does. Anyway,
That scene where they're laying there that first when they go back to her house and then she
Hmm.
like instantly, oh, you're my boyfriend. He's like, oh
I
shit,
know. He's like, whoa, what?
what are we doing here?
I was like, do you not know this
But
kid has troubles already?
that fits her character so well, though.
It
Like you said earlier, you like to boss people around. That fits her character like to a T.
It does. Like it really fit with her, especially when she wanted to put on that whole Rocky Horror Picture Show thing. It was like
And,
that's her. That's what she wants to do. She wants her life to be this perfect little play for her. And she has
and
people playing these parts that she wanted.
like I said, the characters felt very genuine to me. I could see, like, I know these people.
Yeah. Except for the random guys, like Sam's boyfriend or uh what's the other girl's
You saying
name?
you don't know those guys? Fucking
You don't know
assholes
those
that don't
guys?
even
Yeah,
pay
those
attention
guys
to
who
their girlfriends.
don't go do things with their girlfriend because they're out screwing some other girl. No, I know that. Especially the older guys dating high school girls. No, I know those guys.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know that, but I mean like they just seem like so forgettable.
Well, those guys
Even like
are.
well, I know they
Yeah,
are. I know they are, but I mean like since the whole thing with Sam and whatnot, since they
that's
try to put
that kind
her,
of works in their favor. That's forgettable. That's
yeah, I
so
know
funny.
it works out for the lead guy and whatnot. But I mean, like for this to be for that guy to be such a big part of Sam's life, and even she was, it just kind of felt like she was like, yeah, he's there. He's a penis, whatever.
Well,
I
Like
really
even before she
expected.
found out.
with her, I
Mm,
think it was because like Charlie likes her, and she likes Charlie, but for whatever reason, she's in love with this other guy, and
Hmm.
it's unrequited for the most part. I mean, on an emotional level,
Right.
and that's just kind of how love works. I mean, like in your mind who you should be with, but at the end of the day, your body and your soul just takes you in a whole other fucking direction. And I mean, you can't fault her for that. That's just
Yeah.
and look all their age. I mean, relationships and all that kind of stuff is so weird. Because at that time you're like, well, this is I only get one chance or that kind of thing. When you don't,
Right.
it's like you don't have another 20, 30, 40, how many years to figure it out.
Yeah, it's like
I
how he
don't. I
kept
don't
counting
fault.
down the days.
I don't fault her for falling with that other the jerk off, right? Because that happens all the time. And I don't fault her for falling in love with Charlie, whatever. But I didn't find it believable that she would be head over heels for this one guy, but yet still in love with Charlie. To me, the real life scenario of that would have been Charlie would have been shot down because, quite frankly, and she even says it in the show, I don't know you emotionally. You never express yourself emotionally. You're so introverted that how could anyone possibly love you? Because you don't express yourself to anyone. So
Yeah.
that's the way I saw it. How could she love him but what she actually did, she confessed like a few seconds after saying that she
Yeah, that was.
that's one of the parts that didn't feel legit to me. That like everything about the movie felt like a real life scenario, like you could be sitting down listening to somebody's story out in high school. Um,
Well, plus he's
except for
a
that.
he's a freshman and she's a senior about to go to college. I mean, logistically, it doesn't make any sense because they even said that,
No.
in a couple months we're gonna have a totally different set of friends.
Right.
Mm,
So I mean, she's aware that her life's about to change a lot, and having a boyfriend that's already when he in college, right?
Hmm.
I mean, that just kind of
yeah.
that just works logistically speaking,
That just
and
made sense to her.
Yeah, no, I mean what I'm saying is I didn't buy that she was in love with Charlie. It never made sense to me that she would fall in love with Charlie.
yeah, I guess
I never was convinced of that.
I guess I
It did
didn't
kind of
see
seem like a
her
pity thing.
as in like in love with him. Well, maybe I guess love in a friend sense, not love as in
Oh,
a
definitely
romantic
love in a friend
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
But they were insinuating toward the end with the makeout sessions and all that stuff that they were a romance.
Yeah,
It just seems
it
like pity
just
to me at the end.
It's not pity.
I, I don't know.
It's not pity. They
It's
were
just,
trying to sell that. That was that. They were trying to sell that as a a missed
oh,
love opportunity,
yeah.
you're my one in a million.
Yeah, I know
And
how
I
they
never
tried to.
bought that.
Yeah, I know how they tried to sell it. I just saw it as her just basically pitying him because she's gonna leave and he's gonna do this whole like year first, and she just felt like, well, since I took you as a friend, it made you, put you in this group with us. I guess I could do this for you before I leave. It didn't
But
seem
see,
like she.
that's not how they sold it in the movie though. It was sold in the movie as if well, I really like you too, but I'm kind of my hands are
Wow.
tied. I'm leaving. We're in different places in our life. That's kind of how they in the movie. At least to me, that's how I inferred it. Maybe I mean I don't know. I felt like it was
Mm,
pretty strongly indicating that these two were a love interest. Especially, I
yeah,
mean, hell, they ended the movie with them kissing.
yeah, they did. I don't know. Their relationship was just a little off.
I
I
guess
mean, I know everything came too late, but it was just a little off.
I bought it more than Dustin, but I definitely didn't see it the way you do, LeVar.
I don't know. Speaking from old memories, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, it's the same thing that most movies do. They I mean, I'm not saying it's necessarily a fault. It just felt weird in
Mm,
a movie where everything feels real, and then you've got this surreal romance. Plenty of movies do that. The unrealistic romance. Um, it was just weird seeing it in this one because everything else was so real, such a real movie.
yeah, I suppose. Um, Overall, like I said, I did like it. I put my reservations aside to start watching it. Uh, and yes, it's a pretty good movie. Little things here and there, but overall, I really liked it.
What would you say your favorite thing of the movie was?
My favorite thing in the movie,
Hmm.
um, to be honest with you, it's when Sam then Charlie did the whole ride in the back of the truck thing.
The first time or at the
Well, both
end?
of the times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when she did it and when he did it, because it's the one moment that each of those characters just took a moment and let everything go. I don't know. They just that
You feel most alive when you're closest to death.
exactly.
I like that question, so I'm gonna pretend like you asked me to,
Okay.
because there's a scene that I want to say, and it's a silly scene, but I thought it was really funny and really cool, and I'm totally gonna steal it. When he asked his dad for $30, his dad says, $20. What do you need $10 for? I just thought that was so funny. I don't know why. I just thought that was so cool. Like he'd been drinking eggnog too, so you didn't know if he was drunk, know what he was saying, or
And then he gives him a
anyway, that was
50.
just a small thing.
And,
Yeah.
and then he
I
gives
guess
him a
it was good.
50.
Oh, did he give him 50? I missed
He
Yeah.
did.
that. I was
Yeah.
he laughing and recanting the $20. What do you need $10 for? um, but yeah, a lot of moments like that in this movie. It takes you on a roller coaster.
Hmm. Dusty,
Yeah.
your thoughts?
Oh, so you're kind of done with your what you thought?
I'm pretty much done. Yeah.
All right. So anytime going into a movie that has a lot of recommendation, especially from people I know, this is gonna sound bad. I usually go in like don't want to see it because, especially when it when a recommendation comes from a really good source, I always have that fear of over expecting what's going to
Hmm.
happen, and I always like I don't want to see it, and then even movies that get like tons of hype, like everybody's talking about it, I always wait forever to see it because I just assume I'm gonna hate it, and that's not me saying anything about you guys or whoever the people that recommended this film or anything. It's just when I hear a lot of good things, I assume the worst. I don't know
Yeah, it's
why.
just
It's just
you.
some weird thing in my psychology. And then the movie starts, and it's very slow, and uh, at the beginning it tries to be atmospheric, and I felt like it just totally failed. I and the premise was boring and unoriginal, and for the first like 10, 15 minutes, I was like, okay, what the f? Why do people
Mm.
like this movie? I mean, I had this anger burning in my stomach, just like, oh my god, I'm just gonna go off on this movie. And the guy, even the lead actor, he he was awkward, but like awkwardly awkward. Like he was overselling it to a point to where I was like, this is ludicrous. Like I don't understand what's going on here. And and I think part of that was like I think you guys kind of said this, like seeing
Hmm.
his awkwardness made me feel awkward, and I think that's kind of what starts drawing you into the movie, and I think that's what kind of helps break that wall down to invite you into the movie. So then I started kind of watching it a little bit more in depth, and opening my mind up to it, and I had one last part where I got really frustrated because if this guy has no friends and
Mm-hmm.
he didn't really seem like he cared to have friends, and he didn't really care about school that much, other than getting the books from Paul Rudd's character and writing papers outside of class on books, which I thought was ridiculous. Um, I mean, I was an overly good student, but I wasn't nowhere near that ridiculous. But um, so then I started thinking, why the f does he keep going to social events and just sitting on the sidelines? When I was in high
it,
school and I didn't care about other people and I didn't care about school, did I go to events? Hell no. Like, why would you subject yourself to that? Why would you even put yourself in that position? I mean, the only
I think the worst part of that is not so much that he went to him and sat on the sidelines, but that he went to him, sat on the sidelines, and enjoyed them. Because see, I've done that. I've gone to him, sat on the sidelines, but I didn't want to be there. I
Mhm.
was socially obligated to be there.
right, and I just I guess that's supposed to be representing the writer in him or something. Like, since he is a quote unquote wallflower, that he
Mhm.
enjoys seeing situations play out. But if those scenes are being played out by people I despise, why do I care? Like, I'd rather go see a really good movie or a really good TV show or do, something else that's creatively interesting instead of watching people that I just totally despise. Of course,
Did you?
he never
Did
expressed.
was that ever?
Yeah, it wasn't. I'm thinking
Yeah, I
more
didn't think
about
it was.
my experience and his experience because yeah, he wasn't like
Hmm.
me and like totally hating the people around him. But if you're not involved, I just don't see why you would care. But that's mostly my hangups. That's not entirely his fault. I mean, they're trying to represent a thing like just like they were bringing
I
this in
think.
with the awkwardness, and then
Mhm.
we start understanding his character a little bit to understand that he's a wallflower and that he's he's always watching, and that's supposed to uh, that's supposed to manifest in your writing. You're gaining stories, you're gaining characters, you're gaining
w-
your
Well,
repertoire.
to answer your question, I think answer your question at least, as to why he goes to these social events.
Hmm.
It's because of Sam, dude. He's like head over heels in love with Sam from the very get go, from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Follows her.
Well, I didn't get
That's it.
that, but I mean, I didn't get that so much in the first 20 or so minutes. Like, because
Well, first 20 or so minutes, he's trying to fit in, trying to find a friend.
but he
Right,
doesn't.
because
He's not trying because he doesn't even engage with anybody. So I don't see how you could say he was trying to get a friend.
He engages with one person that he thinks is cool and that won't pick on him. If you remember the first bit of the film, he's discussing in his head who he could potentially befriend, but he doesn't
right.
want to make that first move. He's introducing you to all the characters, same while saying there's no way this person's going to let me sit with them or be friends with them or whatever. So I mean, they kind of give some explanation to that. I do agree with you that he was awkwardly awkward. I like the way you said that. It was
It was a
a
bit
little
much.
weird, and I think
Mm.
part of that was just a blank template. Like I
Hmm.
said, he didn't seem to have much emotionally, so therefore it's easy to portray yourself. Um,
So then the next thing that kind of washes over me, I'm like, this dude looks like a young Billy Corgan.
he does. He does.
and, and in high school, I listened to Smashing Pumpkins religiously. And then the next thing that I really started to really like was the passage of time, which something that when I talked about Birdman either last week or
Mhm.
the week before is something that I've really started paying attention to. It was really interesting because this movie doesn't say time has passed or anything. It just it because it says uh like okay, yeah, when they
The
sit down
surroundings
at
change.
the when he's going to help her with the SATs, and then at the beginning, they're the people in the background taking down a banner, and by the time they get done putting up the
Mhm.
new banner, it's Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's several things like that that I really dug, and something that just blew me away with Birdman because they never tell you that time's passing. It's just you're
Your
left.
surroundings
The
change.
surroundings change and the events that they go to, which I thought Homecoming in this movie happened really fast. Like
Yeah,
it's like
it
school
did.
started and Homecoming was like a week later.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
thought that little transition was a little quick. Maybe they could have thrown in another scene or something. So
You
that
you
part of the
mentioned
pacing was weird.
time.
Do
Oh,
what?
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You mentioned time. There was something I forgot to throw in to mine. Was that was one part that I had a gripe about was how they kept jumping back and forward through time. It wasn't impossible to keep up with or anything, but there were a few times I caught myself saying,
In
"What the hell's
relation to
going
his
on?" Because it
aunt.
wasn't a what's that?
In relation to his aunt, when they're showing
Yeah, the
that.
ant
Mhm.
and then the blackouts and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Especially toward the end, it was like, yeah, that got a little choppy there, but I mean, it wasn't hard. It wasn't so bad that I couldn't follow it. I just felt like, yeah, that was just a minor complaint I wanted to throw out there. That was a little weird.
Well, as he's, it's it's kind of like I think like they're trying to represent memory, sort of
Yeah, yeah, I got that.
like deja vu. Like when you experience something in the present time, it reminds you something of a past time, and
Mhm.
throughout the movies, constructing this horrible thing that happened to him as a kid, and um and yeah, so I did like that, but I hated when he addressed it as blackouts because you didn't really see the blackouts. He just all of a sudden he was writing his journal. He's like, "Well, the blackouts are getting worse these days," and I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about.
What blackouts? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that part of it was weird. Like I guess they could have introduced it, or maybe
Like actually
it's
went through like a
yeah.
blackout
It's
period.
like
Yeah.
they use the same editing that they did with time passage as they did with flashbacks, which is
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah.
You need a
Yeah. It
different
is.
marker. That I think that's the issue that you were having, and now that I'm thinking
Yeah.
about is probably what my problem was. Because he would address things that were happening to him, and then you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Because like when you're living it, and it's well, that is kind of interesting. Now, like if you blacked out, and you didn't know you blacked out until somebody told you, like, because you're kind of in his skin, so like all of a sudden, bam, you're in another scene, and you're like, oh shit, so that happened. anyway, that sounds
Mm-hmm.
convoluted, but
Mhm.
we've already talked about this a couple times, but my favorite thing of the movie was Patrick. I mean, Ezra Miller, like, knocked my socks
He's
off.
good, wasn't
I freaking like. I
he?
could have watched another movie just about him. Like, I just, because he was
There was a lot
interesting.
of levels to that character. There was
Right.
a
I
Right.
mean,
lot of
there was a
levels to that
lot of stuff
character.
going
Very
on with
deep.
him, and yeah, he blew me away. I loved it, and that's when I instantly jumped on IMDb. I'm like, where can I find this guy? And he
You,
really hadn't
you know
done
what's
much.
funny? Oh,
What's
I'm
that?
sorry. Go ahead, Betsy. I wasn't trying to.
He hadn't really done much, but I saw that he was in Madame Bovary, so I'm gonna try to figure out how to watch that. I'm gonna check that
You
out.
know what's funny about his character? Within the first um, uh, like 15 minutes of the movie,
Hmm.
fucking hated him. I hated him. I
Really?
despised him. Yeah, he was annoying. There was something he did. I don't remember what it was. It just made me say, "Yeah, fuck this guy." I think it was him. Maybe it was somebody else. I don't remember
Well,
because I know he starts off as really cool.
when they meet him
But I thought there was something.
when he meets him at the football game, I thought that was kind of awkward. Like, that was, he was the passive aggressive, because it was from the trailer too, and I was like, this guy
Mhm.
sucks. But then, yeah, I guess I am on the same page with you. Like, initially, maybe the first 10 minutes, I was like, okay, what?
Mhm.
But then it was
But
like,
yeah, he grew on.
wow. Like, I just really
Yeah,
loved him. That was pretty.
yeah.
Yeah, I really loved him.
It may have been another character that I'm thinking of that I just absolutely hated. But I can't remember. It was somewhere around that time. Maybe it was. I don't know because I remember Erica. She specifically told me, uh, uh, like drill this guy whenever you do the interview, whenever you do the review. Sorry, drill this guy whenever you do the review because he's horrible.
But you can't remember the
No, I didn't
his
because I forgot. I forgot who the character was. I don't think it may have been another character that just wasn't in the movie that much. I can't.
Patrick's
Remember.
boyfriend, the football player, maybe.
I don't think so. I want to say it was maybe Sam's boyfriend, but he didn't show up that early.
Yeah,
Um,
he was just kind of
I,
periphery
I
for a
thought
long
it was
time.
somebody. I thought it was somebody at the party. Um, I can't remember though. They did something really super douchey. But anyway,
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not. I guess I didn't get that.
Mm.
yeah, but yeah,
Um.
Patrick was awesome.
Uh. And then, as things were kind of unfolding,
Mhm.
when it became his birthday, like, I couldn't help but think, what a horrible day. Like, your aunt dies. It's your birthday. It's Christmas. It's your your aunt, your best friend died. Like, all this stuff that aligns on the same day. I just was like, ugh, how could you? I mean, people already have reservations about Christmas already, just because how family can be so strange, and especially if you've lost somebody, those events could be bad. But then for it to also line up with your birthday, and it also line up with your aunt, and I was like, wow. It's like, how much shit can you take on one day?
Right.
Um, and going back, this was a note that I wrote down. I like the editing, but now that I'm thinking about it more, there was things I liked about the editing. There's things I didn't like about the editing, especially because, like we were talking about, there's a miscommunication between time passing to the future and then the flashbacks. Like, they should have used a different stamp on that. So the summation of all this is that I went into the movie hating it. Okay, I just was really turned off, because when you have a mixture of people that love it and then you start watching it and it's basically boring and drab. And when I first started watching, I had audio issues, so I rewatched the first like 5 to 10 minutes like 10 times because I was trying to get something fixed. And I was
I
just
had technical issues too, actually. That's
hmm.
funny.
Hmm.
The disc stopped working like 40 minutes into the movie, so
Oh, that sucks.
Wow.
yeah.
So I went from that extreme to, like, dude, when he finally figures out in his head what happened with his aunt, which that itself was kind of confusing. Like, I didn't know that was his aunt. I actually thought that was his mom for a minute. Like,
So did I.
I
Yeah.
It
thought
did seem like it,
I,
didn't it?
I thought the Walsh character was maybe a stepmom or something, because she's
Yeah.
almost non-existent through the movie. I mean, she only has two, three lines maybe. And so when you're, thinking back to somebody and they left you, I was thinking, well, okay, so that has to be his mom, apparently. So that was a little unclear. But anyway, that's just side notes. So I went from completely hating the movie to like, dude, when he figured the whole thing, when he finally figured out what was going on with him, I bawled, dude. Like literally, I bawled like a baby. I was pretty invested in the movie at that point, and and when he kind of figures out where a lot of his eccentricities come from, it's I mean you pick up you find this piece of you, and you start to understand yourself in a way, and
Hmm.
it really affected me, and yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I can't even talk about it without like wow.
Yeah.
Um, and like you guys said, this movie is so real as far as your personal experiences. Yeah, I wasn't friends with seniors or anything like that, but I always felt like I was kind of on the outside, but that's not entirely the world's fault. That was a lot of my fault because I just had so much disdain for everybody. But I felt like my interests were way beyond, was more mature than the people I, knew or could socialize with at that point in my life. And so I felt kind of on the same wavelength with this guy. And
Hmm.
yeah, like back then I could talk to somebody in college or something way better than I could talk to my peers because the peers were just like, what's the new shoe or
Like the other kids in the movie.
what's on the top 40, what's all this stuff that I hated.
Yeah.
Well, like I
And
said, kids usually have an appreciation for taste or have an acquired taste for things that are good at that age. They acquire that over time. Remember, I said that earlier about I'm glad they threw that in there with Sam's character where she at least mentioned I had shit taste as a freshman.
yeah,
Hmm.
and for those of us who I mean I wouldn't say that my taste, because I mean taste is taste. I mean there's no universal or completely objective version of taste unless you just get down to the brass tacks of how the medium works. But at the time, I felt like I was, above and beyond. But I think that's kind of like I got a lot of my musical taste from my older brother, and he was in
Hmm.
college and basically out of college when I was at that age. So I had already been, uh, had already been exposed to music that's above and beyond just your standard on the radio or what's on MTV or any of
Hmm.
that stuff. So, because I lived with a Walkman or Discman or
Big
whatever.
Willie style.
Big,
Yeah. That's how we do it.
big
I'm throwing that out there because I want you to say that there wasn't stuff that we had bad taste in whenever we were
yeah,
younger.
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, I'm not. I mean, you know what I'm saying as a freshman, because I mean, I'm not saying that's horrible for the time. It was good, I guess. I mean, I enjoyed it, but
It was, yeah, it was
it's
good
not
for them. For,
exactly.
well, and
Yeah, it's
also,
not exactly.
well, I mean, um, uh, Big Willie style, that song or whatever that was also in the Austin Powers movies. The Mini Me song or whatever.
oh, just the two of us.
Just the two of it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. that was that was one of the reasons I bought that record. So yeah, I own Big Willie style, but also owned like the entire Smashing Pumpkins catalog. Anyway,
I know.
uh,
Who
I
didn't
just
have a
wanted to
big
throw that
list
out
out? To
there.
be honest, like who really
oh, we
didn't?
all
Like,
have guilty pleasures. I mean, I still have Big Willie style in my car,
yeah,
and I also bought Will 2K, even though I never really listened to it. It's in pristine condition.
not much to listen to.
My musical my musical sins were a lot more egregious.
Such as,
Ricky Martin,
dude,
for
mine
one.
too, mine too,
I mean, dude,
mine
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
that's
yeah.
pretty
I remember
bad.
that. I remember that. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we all pretty much liked
Killing on
it.
ourselves right now.
There was a few miscues here and there. We all loved Patrick, and like I said, I went from hating the movie to just like bawling like a baby towards the end. And yeah, I
The
really
more I
dug it.
think about it, Patrick may be one of the most well fleshed out characters, better portrayed characters in a while. I'd say maybe in the last decade.
Mm.
I was a really good character. But anyway,
Well, and if your best friend's a wallflower and you spend a lot of time with him, because there was that period where they hung out together all the time, so that's probably
yeah,
as a writer it was probably a lot easier for him to completely flesh that character out. Oh, and something I want to make note of, a
Mhm.
correction. Last week said that somebody had told me that this movie is written by the same guy that wrote Wonder Boys. That's completely untrue. Wonder Boys was written by Michael Caban, so I found that out right before I saw the movie, so my that also affected my expectation. But
that pissed
anyways,
you off a little bit.
yeah, a little bit, cause that piece of
Lie to me
information
about
made me
that.
go,
Maybe it's
I
not even a
really
good
want to see
movie.
the movie, and then I found out that wasn't true, and I was like, crap. But it all came out okay. So this movie was sent in by fans and voted on you guys, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Mhm.
So
Thank you, man.
let's just roll right into what we have been watching.
Dusty, you didn't say.
What?
I mean, it was alluded to, but you liked the movie all in all.
Yes, I really liked it. It actually made me want to read the book. Actually, I think the book would be a lot better, quite frankly. Because I
Right.
Yeah,
mean, this
Erica
is a
said the same
first-time
thing.
writer, first-time director, and it was his material. And when it comes to directing, you really have to be, um, you have to be kind of
Invested in it
cutthroat,
too.
and it's hard to do
Mhm.
that with your own material. But
Mm.
anywho, yeah, I loved
Yeah.
it. Well, yeah, did I love it? Yeah.
You loved it. You
I
loved
can't
it.
help you there.
The last
You loved it.
40 minutes of the movie, I was down. Anywho, yeah, I loved it. So everybody liked
There,
it for the most
there
part.
you go.
This is a long movie too for what it is. By the way, it's 2 hours, and you feel every bit of it.
Like I said, that
And it's
first,
not horribly paced. It's not so boring, but it does feel long.
just that first 20 minutes. I know they're trying to set that up, but
Yeah.
it could have been
They
done
take
differently.
20
I
minutes to set
feel.
it up.
I think it could have been done differently. Anywho, so let's roll right into what we've been watching. LeVar, what have you been watching?
Oh man. Like right after, yeah, yeah, pretty much right after we did last week's show. Um, I saw the movie Under the Skin.
Was that Scarlett Johansson?
It is.
Yeah, it's on my what watch list for Amazon. I just hadn't got around to it yet. Well, I saw the first 10 minutes. That looks weird. How did it turn out?
It is weird. The movie's
All right.
all is. Pardon my language. The movie is a mind fuck. Just to be
Honest
clear
about it?
about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you know next to nothing about the main character, and they kind of just keep you there. You're
Mm.
discovering it kind of as like the other characters are discovering her. So it's I don't know. All I can really say it's weird. You just kind of have to watch it because really, if I tell you anything about it, I
Do
wouldn't
you
say it'll spoil it, but it'll just take away from it.
what kind of watcher do you recommend this to?
Um, I want to say people who's into film as art because that's kind of how they wanted to build this.
Hmm. But if you're just your
But
typical ScoJo fan, then probably stay
yeah, I mean, if
away.
you're a ScarJo fan, watch it. It
Oh,
shows
okay.
a different side of what she does in America. It's almost the exact opposite of what she does in America.
Hmm.
Um, it's just a it's just a weird experience.
Yeah, I haven't seen the first 10 minutes. I already know what wavelength you're on there. But
Yeah,
I'll probably check it out
it
this
builds on
week
that.
at some point.
I mean, it's. I'm not gonna lie. There will be people who's gonna be like, man, that shit sucks.
Yeah. Just
And I would see why you would say that because if you look at it as you would look at any other movie, it's not a lot of filler to it.
yeah, it's pure entertainment. As you're not going to get it there.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like I said, it's supposed to be like art. on film.
Yeah. Well, that's
So
what
if
we're
you
here
look at
for.
that aspect, then you would enjoy it.
What else did you see?
Uh, I saw Black Hat, the Chris Hemsworth movie.
Do you mean the Michael Mann movie? Let's
Well,
get
yeah.
this. Let's get
Okay,
this on
the
the right
Michael
tracks.
Mann movie. All right.
I was very I was dying to see this movie 2 months ago, and then I heard the reviews, and I haven't seen it. So,
Oh,
how do you feel about it?
uh, Thor has a very particular set of skills that
Well,
he got from prison.
is it his fault or is it the movie itself's fault?
The movie itself.
Okay, so it's
They,
Michael Mann's fault.
yeah,
Okay,
they build on the fact that he's been Thor, like as far as the way he acts.
really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's not like it's not like you know how Thor's like I'm better than you type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it kind of is at the same time because he's this ace hacker who can fix every hacky problem in the world, I guess.
Hmm.
So it's
Chris
yeah,
Hemsworth to play a hacker? That sounds completely out of his element.
yeah. It,
Yeah.
yeah.
It sounds like it might be a Hemsworth issue as opposed to a man issue.
No,
But I don't know. I have to
That's
see
not
it.
what I've been hearing.
I mean,
I haven't heard Chris
it,
being.
it's not his fault.
Yeah, I've
Really?
heard it's.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
he played the character. It's just the way the character's presented to you,
Just odd.
Wow.
the way the movie's presented to you. I mean, I'll just go ahead and say this. He does like two actual like real hacking things in the movie,
Mm.
and they both involve an Android phone.
Hmm.
You know what he does with it?
Well,
One, a guy can't make a phone call. He sets the phone to roaming so the guy can make the call.
which I think we've seen that elsewhere.
Yeah. Secondly, he used another guy's phone to trace a hidden Wi-Fi spot when they were trying to track a guy,
Hmm.
which is something you can do with an app. But
Mm.
anyway, moving on.
Anyway, so you got a weird movie, a pretty bad movie. Anything else to make it
Uh,
cap off better?
I finished True Detective,
And
and
did you understand our reservations for telling you the end?
I understand your reservations, but I did
Oh.
like it to the end.
So you liked
I
everything
will-
but the end? Is that what you're saying?
I liked everything but the last 10 minutes.
I think that's everybody's kind of feeling on it.
Was it? I
Yeah.
kind of thought I thought the episode as a whole would have been like the disappointment.
Yeah.
Because I mean, to be honest, there wasn't much in it.
Well, I'm on the fence about it because they build up this whole there's this a
Yellow
plot
King.
bigger than us, right? Like there's something going on
Mhm.
with the government, and there's this thing and this thing
Mhm.
and these back doors, but then it just turns out to be this weirdo.
Yeah.
And I think that's representative of real life, but then when the show builds it to a certain point and it doesn't do it, that's why I'm like on this fence of like I don't know if I like it or if I like it or I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt the same way. It felt, and I felt it whenever they were doing it. I was like, wow, this is getting pretty big. I'm interested to see where this goes because
Mhm.
it did feel like he was going to take some Illuminati shit.
Right.
That's the way they portrayed it. Everyone was involved,
Yeah.
but whenever it came down to it, no one was willing to get involved.
Right.
Nobody else was involved, but that one. It seemed like it felt like a cop out, kind of like, oh crap, I blew this out of proportion. Now what am I going
Right.
to do?
And to
Which-
be honest with you,
That sentiment is my sentiment with all John Grisham stuff.
Yeah, very much
Yeah.
so.
We're
Very
going to build
much
this
so.
story
And-
for 400 pages, but then the last 100 pages I got bored, so let's finish it.
yeah.
Yeah, I have all this build up, but no finish.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like a 50-year-old man in bed.
Ah.
Anyways,
But
are you interested in True Detective 2? That's the question.
I am.
Okay.
I would like to see how this would go in a different location. I do appreciate how they did the whole thing in New Orleans by, putting the whole like culture of those people in it
Mhm.
and tying it to the crime and whatnot.
Do you like this trend of TV where each season is its own kind of like it's basically a long movie
Yeah.
each season?
Yeah, I do. That's what got me interested in American Horror Story. Was because it got like that, with the exception of
so
third season,
melodramatic, dude.
but, yeah.
Uh,
Oh wow! So did y'all hear who they cast for True Detective season two?
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did.
Um,
Or I did.
y'all did. See, I hadn't heard. I just looked it up. What'd you say?
It's gonna be interesting, especially seeing
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing to me is who they cast, because that was kind of the big thing behind the first season of True Detective, or at least what drew me in was Woody Harrelson, Matthew McConaughey.
Well, like last
Yeah, I know.
summer, they were saying it was going to be an all-female cast, and that's obviously been changed.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Moving on, Dustin, what
Okay.
have you been watching?
I feel like I'm leaving some stuff out here. I really do. But the only thing I can recall that I watched, and it was like last Monday or last Tuesday. It was early. I meant to put it. It was Pitch Perfect,
Mm.
which is a movie that's
Isn't
nah.
there a second one?
It's
Am I thinking about the
Yeah,
right
do
thing?
what?
they're making a second one.
Okay.
It's just like it's basically Bring It On, if instead of cheerleading they're doing a cappella.
That sounds
It's a Glee
terrible.
movie.
So it sounds horrible. I mean, I know that sounds absolutely atrocious.
It's a Glee
And
movie.
a lot of parts is absolutely atrocious. I mean, a large chunk of this film is horrible, but somehow I found a way to enjoy it. I mean, it was okay. I'm not gonna say I hated it. Not gonna certainly not gonna say I loved it. But there's a lot of this movie that's just absolute cheese,
Hmm.
and I think they kind of play on that. But it felt a lot like Bring It On, like so much. Um, it's almost like they took Bring It On and just took out all the cheerleading aspects and just threw in this stuff, you know. Um, but anyway,
Okay. Anything else?
I feel like I'm leaving something out. I can't recall. I don't think so. No, nothing that I can remember that struck out to me that I watched this week.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well,
That's the.
so last week you said you saw Gravity, LeVar,
Mhm.
for the umpteenth time.
Mhm.
And then shortly after this show, I think, I got an email saying, hey, here's Gravity HD for free from Google Play. So I said, alright. So I downloaded it, and I watched it with headphones, and what a great experience. It's really magic on screen, quite frankly, in my opinion.
Yes, yes.
It's just a really great movie. I mean, there's people who have qualms with like the one-upmanship of shit going wrong, but it
Mhm.
just in that environment and it was just. I'm sure most of you guys have already seen it, so there's no reason to really go too in depth about it. But if you haven't seen it, watch it on headphones. That's all I can say.
Mhm.
Good screen. Make sure you get a good quality. If you can do the Blu-ray, do it and get the headphones on. It's one of those things that makes you really appreciate cinema. That
Right.
kind of brings you back to wow. These are the things that are possible, and even Kevin Smith made a comment about it back when it came out. He was said that he makes movies for a living. He knows how this shit works, but then he sees that movie and he's like, did they fucking go to the moon? Because it was just so realistic, a lot of it, and
Right.
it's like, wow, how did they even pull
It
this
makes you
off?
wonder, like, what they actually do to pull this off.
Yeah. Then I saw something that's been kind of sitting in my chamber, and I just hadn't lit it up yet. The Zero Theorem. Have you guys heard of this film?
I've heard of it.
I don't think I have.
It stars Christoph Waltz,
Mm.
and it's directed by Terry Gilliam. So you already know it's going to be a very
Whoa.
weird movie.
Yeah.
Because one of my favorite movies of all time is Brazil. I mean that movie just blows me away on so many levels. This movie, on the
You,
other hand,
now that you said that, Terry Gilliam and Christoph Waltz, I'm gonna have to see it. I've seen all of Gilliam's work, and it's got Christoph Waltz in it. That's a must-watch for me now. No, I never heard of it.
it's also got some other big names, but they're peripheral characters, just like Just like with Perks of Being Wallflower, like you have Tilda Swinton shows up for a little small part. You have Matt Damon that shows up for a very small little part, which you almost can't even tell it's him. Like you can, but it's one of those like, is that her? I mean, is that him? I can't.
Right.
But then there's this actress in it I've never really heard of her, Melanie Thierry. She plays a character in the movie and is just like, whoa. I mean, her character wasn't as good as Patrick, but like the performance was on par. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of her stuff. But yeah, the movie is your typical Terry Gilliam freak out. Like, what the f is going on? It's a retro future. Basically, every trope you'll find in a Terry Gilliam film. Whether or not it's good, it's okay. It's not as good as a lot of his other stuff. I think that's why you guys haven't even heard of it, because it kind of released under the radar. It's a 2013 movie, but it just kind of floated around. It's if you're into Gilliam, check it out. I mean, if you want something to just kind of sit back and just be like, where the hell am I? Check it out. But if you're,
Of course, he's got other movies too that 12 Monkeys, and I mean, there's so many other films that you could watch from him that do the same thing.
yeah, but 12 Monkeys is a lot easier to get into compared to this movie.
Really?
Yeah. Trust me, this movie is very odd.
What about the one with Heath Ledger,
even Terry
the
Gilliam?
Imaginarium with Dr. Parnassus?
I still haven't seen all that. Like I've tried to watch it a few
Really?
times, I just never really got a chance to go
That one's pretty hard to get
the
into.
whole way. But there's a lot of interesting stuff. Like the ideas in the movie are interesting, but it's like you could have made the same movie just in a different way. Anywho, if you're into Terry Gilliam, there's no reason not to watch it. Because I mean, if you're into his movies, you'll probably like it. And then finally, I have a new worst movie of 2014. It was originally Lucy, as I mentioned a few weeks back. I finally watched John Wick. What the hell? What a pile of total crap. Oh, just...
It's Keanu Reeves.
I don't even want to talk about it. I just wanted to update everybody on the worst movie of 2014, and that's John Wick.
It's got a better rating than the Gilliam flick,
Wow.
the Zero Theorem on IMDb.
At least Zero Theorem has a brain. Let me put it that way.
Oh, you haven't seen that other Keanu movie?
There is no spoon.
But
What's
see,
that movie he did? He like directed a film.
who would let him pick up a camera?
I gotta find this before we move on. I gotta find out what that movie is. It's something he did. It was freaking just god awful over the top.
Like,
and he was in charge of it. That's what makes it so bad.
Nobody will argue that Keanu Reeves is a good actor. But there are roles that just, for whatever reason, make sense for him. Such as Matrix or Speed.
Oh, okay.
Or
the movie Man of Tai Chi. Ugh.
He directed
Kung
that?
Fu.
You may pick that as like the worst movie of Keanu's career.
He directed that movie?
Yeah. Yes, he did. Ed started it.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch that.
He didn't. I was just gonna say like this. He did not do the Chinese a favor. Just gonna say that.
Oh my god, I'm gonna watch that movie.
Oh my god.
I'm sure I'll need a barf bag on hand, but I'll watch.
You
that
will.
movie. So anyway, so that's everybody's what we've been watching for the week. Some high notes, some low notes, some disgusting notes.
Some weird stuff.
So we're quickly approaching the end of January. So what does that mean, guys? That means that we need to announce February's films. this time around, we're not going to be rolling a die or any of that good stuff because Dustin kept going last, so we felt like he needed to go first, and LeVar kind of took dibs for last because he wanted. You'll understand from his movie. So we're just going to announce these in reverse order. So first of all, the last film, as you guys should know by now, is the fan submitted film, just like the one we talked about today. So if there's a movie that you want us to talk about, all you have to do is email it. That's all you got to do. Just jump on your little email and go theuntitledmoviepod@gmail.com and, hey, I want to watch blah, 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 or la, 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 or boo, 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 whichever. Please,
there are no
please,
movies with those
please.
names.
Yeah. So please, please, please send in your suggestions. Now, if you have sent in a film prior and it didn't get picked this time via the poll, don't fret. It will be back on the poll. We will recycle the movies that don't get picked. So if you've already sent in a film, don't freak out. You don't have to resend the same movie again. So we'll be talking about that movie on February 22nd. It will be announced the week prior on February 15th. And the voting period, so it will be from February 8th to 14th. So know that if you're going to send in a movie, you need to get it in by February 8th for it to get onto the poll. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're all square? We understand what's happening?
February 8th, get them in.
Fantastic. So LeVar's movie for February 15th will be Blazing Saddles.
Yes.
Blazing Saddles. Which I'm going to admit something to you guys right now. Are you ready?
Listen.
Are you ready?
Listen.
Dustin, are you alive? I've never seen Blazing Saddles, motherfuckers.
What?
Okay.
Wow.
What?
Wow. How?
So,
how are you on this
Have you
earth
not seen
right
that?
now?
It seems like that's one of those movies your dad would freaking love.
my dad's a strange cat, bro. His favorite movies
Does he not
are,
like Blazing Saddles?
Not to my knowledge. He's not really a comedy guy, like, at all.
Well, I get that.
His favorite movies are The Matrix, The Abyss, and
Alien.
oh yeah, he's got a hard on.
For people in dark places.
Yeah, I guess so.
Did he like Pitch Black? I'm sure he'd like that.
Oh, dude, Pitch Black is
That's a great movie.
love letter.
Bro.
Okay.
A lot of Mitchell, man.
So that admission is out there. So have fun. If you want to email me and tell me how dumb I am, go right ahead. I'll be happy to read your feedback. Okay, so on February 8th, we'll be talking about The Dirties. That one's coming from me. It's a movie that I heard about from Kevin Smith probably about a year ago. It's made by these high schoolers in Canada, and it's pretty remarkable. I can't wait for you guys to see it. That's all I can say. I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's super low budget. Kind of goes hand in hand with LeVar. I think put a post up about that Sundance movie that was shot almost entirely on an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
This movie was shot on camera on like DV cam, so it's a little bit better. But it's like as guerrilla as you can get. I mean, it's like you go into school and you get everybody you know at school to sign up to say, hey, are you willing to be on film? And they just make a movie. It's
sweet.
It's pretty fantastic. I can't wait for you guys to see that. So next week, February 1st, we'll be discussing Dustin's entrance for this month, and this is what it kind of sounds like.
Want to see what I got you today? It's a Mockingjay pin. As long as you have it, nothing bad will happen to you. I promise.
Welcome and happy Hunger Games.
I just love that. Ladies first. Primrose Everdeen. I volunteer! I volunteer as tribute.
You're stronger than they are.
There's 24 of us, Gail. Only one comes out.
No!
Take care of them, Gail. Whatever you do, don't let them starve.
Katniss Everdeen, the girl on fire!
What did you say to your sister when you volunteered at the reaping?
I told her that I would try to win for her.
And try you will.
I just keep wishing that I could think of a way to show them that they don't own me. If I'm gonna die, I want to still be me.
I just can't afford to think like that.
So if you haven't figured it out, that is the Hunger Games, the numero
And
uno of the series.
I
Dustin,
feel
do
like
you want to kind
my
of?
entry of this movie owes some justification.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask.
Okay.
Yeah, well, so this movie's got a large amount of stigma to it. You know, obviously it's huge or the series is huge in pop culture. So you know, viewers, people like yourself, Dusty, have this mantra around it that it's absolute shit. Now,
Poo poo.
I did like the second one. I haven't seen the third one, and I know they're doing a fourth one. The first one, there is a lot of stuff in there that you know, you'll probably scoff at and you like, and I don't blame you because there is a lot of cheese in this movie. But there's something to it. I can't really explain it. I don't know if it's Jennifer Lawrence or what. There's more to the movie um, than the mantra that's put off on it, than the stigma, than the pop culture phenomenon. There actually is something here. Um, Sucks that it's not really going to go anywhere because it's kind of, you know, turned into crap in my opinion. The first movie was actually pretty good, in my opinion. Again, I don't know if I may have been Jennifer Lawrence, you know, but there's something to it. It was a relatively unique feeling. I don't think there's very many films that have felt the same. I mean, I'm probably wrong here, but anyway, I do want you to see it, Dusty. I know LeVar, you've seen it before.
I've seen some of it.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I just had to throw that out there because this is so unlike anything we would ever recommend. It feels like anything we'd ever recommend.
Yeah, I thought you went off the reservation with this one, but
Yeah.
but that's what we're here
Plot
for.
twist.
We're here
That's what we're doing.
to have open minds and see what's out there. Whether what our doesn't matter what our preconceptions are. So yeah, I haven't seen this.
And I know you never would have watched it if I hadn't.
No, it would have never happened.
You,
So, if come this time next week, I'm reading books and looking forward to the final movie, then it's your fault.
I don't see that because let me tell you, any interest you have in the series after you watch the first movie will be completely obliterated once you watch the second movie. So
Okay.
it's incredible how they can go just completely backwards on it.
Is
I
it
mean,
the story's
anyway.
fault or the movie's fault?
It's the movie's fault. I don't think it's the story's fault. The books are probably pretty good.
Oh, okay.
It's just they play too much into that whole pop culture we're cool kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Before we get out of here, I just wanted to offer up a couple quick notes. So we all know about Netflix and Hulu Plus and those sorts of things. I started kind of going around the internet trying to find other outlets for movies, and I came up with a couple, or four to be exact. One is called Snag Films. Have you guys heard of this at all? Snag Films.
I haven't.
It's I think this is the free service. Pretty sure it's free. You can download an app for your phone, and it's got movies that you may or may not have heard of. It's kind of movies that were basically that didn't get bought at film festivals, and just kind of were looking for an outlet, and they show up here, and it's completely free. You can stream it online or to your Google Play device or Apple device, Windows 8, Roku, Amazon, Kindle, Xbox. I mean, it's pretty much everywhere. You can just check out Snag Films if you want to kind of broaden your horizons and see some movies that you may not have heard of, or just interesting things. Like I said, it's free. There's also a service that Warner Archive does. If you check out instant.org, warnerarchive.com, it's basically, I think it's a $10 a month thing. It's all you can eat. It's like older movies like film noirs or or westerns, or just movies that could have potentially been popular at the time, but weren't popular enough to become a Casablanca or a Maltese Falcon, or these movies that are cemented and you can basically find everywhere. These are movies that are really hard to come by. So, if you're interested in digging into the history and the archives of Warner, it's a really cool outlet. Like I said, it's about $10, I think, a month. There's another service called Fandor.com. It's like $7.50 a month, and these movies it's kind of like Snack Film as far as these, but maybe like a little bit higher arch, like movies that may have gotten picked up but didn't get wide releases or didn't get really good syndication or anything. So these are kind of choice picks from various film festivals and all that stuff. So it's $7.50 a month, all you can eat. I think they have, you can stream it to Roku, Android, Apple, that good stuff. And then the last thing I wanted to bring up, which I think is really interesting, is a thing called Mubi, Mubi. It is it's a paid service. It's $5 a month, but this is what you get. At any one time on the service, there's only 30 movies. Or 31, I guess it'd be 31. It just depends. Because basically what happens is each day they put a new movie on there, and then the oldest movie falls off. And so that kind of helps them cut costs, because they're not asking for an unlimited play or anything. Like, they don't have to cut a big deal like Netflix to be able to show a movie a limited amount of times for years on end. And this is movies that, what's really cool is some of them are very new, some of them are old. I mean, they kind of capture everything, like just by any genre, any period in film. I mean, they've had movies like Driver, Slumdog Millionaire, Metropolis, and other like. I mean, like I said, it's like I said, they have a little bit of everything, and it's a really interesting service for $5 a month. Once again, you can stream it to your phone or computer, whatever. But that kind of curation is very intriguing to me. That there's somebody really thinking about the movies. They're not just wholesaling, wholesale buying a whole catalog from a film company or something like that. Right. It's very specific. Like, somebody's thinking about what movie they want to add today. So I just thought that was interesting. I thought, just as film fans and film nuts, I thought I'd bring that up to everybody to, let you know that there's other things out there besides Netflix and Hulu.
Sweetness.
Any other thoughts before we get done here, guys?
Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Wes. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, people who suggest movies. Tell your friends to do the same.
Exactly.
Thank you, everybody.
Dustin, any last thoughts?
Not really. Just everybody have a good week, and anticipating the review for next Sunday. I'm feeling it's going to be a real love-hate kind of thing.
Yes, I feel you there. So yeah, Facebook.com/The Untitled Movie Pod. Check us out. Give us a freaking like. And then share it to all your friends. Just mass mail it. Spam it. That's what Facebook's all about, right? Spamming stupid requests.
Yes.
Except this request isn't that stupid. And we're not asking you to play a dumb game. Also, if you want to send us any kind of little change, if you want to send us a penny, $10, $100, whatever, hit us at patreon.com/The Untitled Movie Pod. And this week, like I said, let's thank Kim for her contribution of $5 a month. Also, head over to our website, www.theuntitledmoviepod.com. And you can see, it's not, that's where you can get the episodes. That's where you can check out JTWW, Jesse, Tidy, Walter Whitey, with me and LeVar, where we break down Breaking Bad in goofy ways. And also you can see news that we find that's interesting. It's not a news destination where you're just going to see every stupid little news tidbit that comes out, but just things that strike a chord with us. Also, you can hit us up at youtube.com and check out our channel for the Untitled Movie Pod. You can hear the show live as we do it and hear the strange things that we talk about before and after the show. And if you just don't want to wait on the download, that's kind of the best way to do it. Also, film suggestions. We're going to harp on this, dang it. Send in your film suggestions. TheUntitledMoviePod@gmail.com. It's that easy. We want to watch your movie. You just have to tell us about it, so then we can poll. All right?
We literally want to be inundated with movies.
Yes. Especially
Do
feedback.
it.
Guys, give us some feedback, please. Anywho, we enjoyed Perks of Wallflower. Looking forward to the Hunger Games reservedly, but we're looking forward to it. And see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okie dokie. That is done, son.
Alrighty.
Export audio to my pants.
Yay.
Yay. Oh, I already told you, LeVar, Dustin. I'm quitting the show.
Do what?
What?
So when I redid my computer, since I was already had 2 hard drives in there, I just hadn't taken advantage of that fact. So now I'm saving like all the show stuff and like everything that I want to keep onto that secondary hard drive, so that way I just have a system drive.
Cool.
So that way, whenever I decide to redo my stuff again, it won't be such a pain in the booty.
Gotcha. Whenever you have to reformat your hard drive on, when did I say it was? July 15th or April 15th? When was it?
There's a new build out right now that's got a lot of the features that they talked about this past week.
Cool. Yeah, I told you I booted up VMware Player or whatever. That thing's fucking slow, man.
What, VMware?
Like, I was checking it out because I hadn't checked out VMware Player in a while. But I tried this, the latest version of it. It's still slow as shit. I mean, it's a lot faster than it used to be. But to me, it's just not feasible to really use because it's so sluggish. Because, I mean, I'm trying to get an impression on what Windows 10's like, and if the whole damn thing is, sluggish as shit because of VMware, you know?
You're not getting really a good feel for it.
Exactly. So I might do a dual boot.
Some things I have noticed a little bit, for the short period that I was using Windows 8 on this machine, it looks crazy snappy. On Windows 10, it's a little flaky. It's not bad by any means, but that could be a contribution to the weirdness you're having too, though.
Well, I noticed, that, obviously I think everybody noticed that Windows 8 was crazy snappy. You could accidentally flip screens so easily, and you get shit popping up on the sides all the time that you don't want. And me being a tech guy, I'm used to it. It's not really that big of a deal to me. But the common user, man, they freaking were banging against walls. From somebody who was, involved in that crowd and helped people resolve those issues, they were so pissed off at that stuff. Anyway, but yeah, Windows 10 doesn't seem to have that same issues anymore. Like the charms are still there, but you can't pull them up on accident.
You could totally misunderstood what I meant by snappy. I was talking about speed.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you meant like sliding through the screens and like the charms coming up whenever you're just trying to fucking close out of a window. I don't know. Did you use 8 very much, Dusty? Or
not on this computer. I've only used it on my netbook extensively, which I completely hate. But
yeah,
the little bit of time I used 8.1 on this computer.
The charms.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was also a Windows Phone user for a while too, so I was used to the interface. I understood it.
Well, yeah, if it's touch, but if you just have a mouse, you're fucked.
I know. Windows 10 is pretty cool though. I like the.
It is.
How you have the little tiles or whatever next to your start menu. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I like that they integrated the search because I love the search function in Windows 8. It seems like every year they get a better and better search engine.
I kind of don't like how they separate my apps from real applications. Because, like, there's an alphabetical list of all the apps, and then it goes to the alphabetical list of my applications, or whatever you want to call them now. Now that we have apps and applications.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
It's confusing.
I was gonna mention there was a software that I was using
I didn't cut the
concurrently
show.
with VMware and stuff that was really, really cool. It was Dex something. It's a virtual desktop, basically. Super smooth, really, really cool. If you've ever wanted to have more than one screen on one screen, it's super cool to use.
Oh,
I forgot to cut the show. Fuck.
fake.
Hold on a second, guys. If you
Fun.
don't mind.
I'm trying to remember the name of that program, but it is really cool. It's very light. It doesn't take up a whole lot of resources, and it's very quick.
Okay, I'll just mute you then. How about that? Yeah. Okay.
Or surely he's not wearing sandals on a motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
I know what it looks like. No, I think they're just
Okay.
like some
Are
white.
we ready? On your marks. Say everything you're gonna say in the next 10 minutes.
Wow,
Okay,
what's
so
going
this
on?
movie we're talking about this week.
He's replaying it back, man.
You gonna watch that movie or what?
Oh my god.
I was never a wallflower.
Should have never brought up.
Oh god.
I punched up the wallflower.
Actually, Macho Man kind of came up organically. I was stretching.
That's true.
So I already hit the record button.
yeah.
So let's...
Alright.
Oh, god damn it. Well, it's almost at a minute, so let me wait. 5 seconds.
Appreciate listening.
Hello and welcome to this week's The Untitled Movie Pod. I'm Dusty.
I'm Dustin.
And I'm LeVar.
How's everybody? Okay.
Wow, we.
Wow, me. Yeah, I forgot to
I
cut
think I
that
kind of
first
jumped.
minute. So
I think I kind of jumped on with the description of next week's movie or whatever. I apologize if that threw anybody off.
That's all good with me.
No, you're fine. No, that was actually because I was in the process of asking that question as you were saying it. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I was like, "What the fuck are we talking about this movie?" Anyways,
It was, look, going into it, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking hate this teenage stupid ass movie, and I did for the beginning of it. But I don't know. I guess I got invested in the characters. At least Jennifer Lawrence. Maybe it was Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know. But there was just something about it. The story's good.
We'll
The story's
take
good. I mean, it's not
your
incredibly
word
original,
for
but the story's good.
The feed is still on.
Yes, it is. This is the post show.
There's
where
actually
you
somebody
can see
watching it.
posts.
Hey,
Posty posts.
No idea.
post in the comments. I want to know who you are right now.
You son of a bitch!
Are you gonna call him out? Cause
I'm
You
kidding,
better
I'm
talk
kidding,
to
I'm
me.
kidding.
You better
Oh, man.
talk to me right now, boy.
Oh crap, we forgot to answer these questions.
What
What
questions?
There were questions like throughout the show. Holy crap.
Where?
On the YouTube page itself.
Oh, I didn't know somebody was
I
talking.
can't even get to the YouTube page. Why can't I get to it?
Who'd they cast for season 2? There are way worse movies than John Wick for 2014. I've
Yeah.
never seen it either. Let's talk about American Beauty.
Yeah.
Is this thing on?
Why can't I get to that? I
You
want to get
guys
to
are
that.
still on. We're sorry, Coma Fudge. Fuck. I forgot to look at it. Shit. We told you guys to watch it, and we fucking didn't. Oh man.
What's going on here? Oh, here we go. My God.
We're sorry, dude. Coma
Who did cast for
Fudge.
season 2?
I'm gonna start answering.
Sorry, Coma Fudge.
Yeah, I
man.
almost said it there, but
I totally
I
forgot.
was guessing y'all didn't want to say it for whatever reason. Um, wasn't it Colin Farrell and Vince Vaughn?
Burt Baccarat. We're in the money.
I want to know what's worse than John Wick.
Oh boy. Oh wait. Somebody
Yeah,
says
we're gonna record for a while.
Sorry we missed that. I'm still here. Apparently they're still there. Coma Fudge,
Yeah,
you're
he's-
there. You're...
Yeah, we're talking to him. Well, whatever.
Obviously, he's gonna be here until we stop recording.
Sorry, Coma Fudge. Yeah, we told you guys to talk to us, and we totally fucking didn't pay attention to it.
We didn't do
Well, you know
it.
what's funny? I must have closed the window like right before you jumped in, buddy, because I didn't see it.
Oh.
So yeah, I apologize.
Yep.
Sorry. This is all new to us, the streaming. Vince Vaughn and Colin Farrell.
Yeah, we're doing an after show.
After the show.
Yeah, we pretty much record for a while after we get done. Yeah, I was trying to answer your questions and stuff.
Who are you talking to?
Camouflage.
Oh.
No, okay. Sorry about that. We just completely forgot.
What was I gonna do?
But yeah, I answered a few of them. But continue to listen if you want.
Oh, you're talking to him on the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that was our
All right, man.
fuck up. Sorry, bros. Broskies.
Ah, he's cool with it.
Totally wasn't paying attention. I'm about to kill myself now.
Nah,
Wait, what happened? He
got
called
myself
your
reported.
He called your phone? What are you talking about?
Yeah, he called me.
How did he call you?
He has my number.
How does he have your number?
I work with him.
Oh, okay. Okay, my bad.
He thought it was just some random motherfucker.
I was like, how the fuck
He's
did that happen?
stalking me.
Oh God!
The call came from the other room.
Well, I was at his YouTube channel, and he's got like a couple of game reviews and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
that
I
was
was
awesome.
thinking like, this is just some random guy. All right,
He just fucking called you.
Apparently
Oh my
not.
God.
fucking
Now I'm
weird.
playing back you saying that.
That's awesome. He called you? Oh, that was great, dude.
Oh my god. He panicked like crazy.
I was like, man,
Who are you talking to?
you know what? Now that I think about it, my fucking phone number is registered with Google. So I guess if somebody was good enough, they could have called my personal phone.
There you go.
I don't think it's set public, but there are ways around that. Let me take that off of here real quick.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, what's some hacker calling me in the middle of the show?
I know who you are.
You know, I know what you did last summer, shit or something.
I
All right.
know what you
He has a very
did.
particular set of skills.
All right.
Anal
So
rape.
let's see. I don't want to verify. I want to edit and take that shit off of there.
Oh my god.
Because like that whole situation just freaked me out. Now I'm totally removing my phone number from Google.
Poor Dustin.
There we go. No more phone number on. Not while we're doing the pod.
He just lost his
Oh
shit,
man, that would be
bro.
great. We would very much so appreciate that. He said he's trying to set up some Patreon support for us now. You know what's funny? As soon as we noticed there was somebody in here, all of a sudden our viewer count went up by 3 people. So
Oh, I logged
we all-
into it too.
We all ran to the room to see what was going on.
People like us. Blazin' Saddles.
What's going on? Who's watching this? What are you guys doing?
Get out of here. $1974.
It's so funny hearing that back.
What's that?
It's so funny hearing all this stuff back.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
I already got them lined up on the playlist.
Oh.
I got the trailers lined up on the playlist.
Aren't you just beautiful?
I am.
All right.
Well, I'm doing
So,
all the
like I was trying to do before we
website
did the
stuff.
podcast, I'm going to go back to it some more. Macho Man.
Randy Cockage.
Oh my god!
2012.
Who are you talking to? How do they know you? How do they get that number?
Kill him! Call the cops!
A set of skills.
Oh, that was so awesome. I mean, not for Dustin, but for me.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Randy Cockage. Oh my god, this is so funny. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We still got 6 views on the testing.
The untitled movie.
The sound
boy.
test. Oh my god.
Is he okay?
Macho Man's in the middle of this interview with Gene Oakley.
So not
Talking about being the cream of the crop, right?
Uh-huh.
Just at random points throughout the interview, he keeps pulling out these little cream packets, like those little things you put in coffee.
What?
The little creamers. He just keeps pulling them out. He's pulled out like 4 of them so far. I'm the cream. It's just fucking funny. And he put one in Gene Oakley's like front pocket on his blazer. It's just hilarious. Where the fuck is he getting these things?
Oh my god, I'm hearing this again. He's pulling out creamers.
Mm-hmm. Are you watching it too?
I'm hearing playing in the background.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
How can you hear it? That's weird.
Well, no. I'm hearing the playback from the live feed.
No.
No. It's got to blow a Joe. Looking forward to next time. Enjoy Joe.
01
He was so awesome, man.
Enjoy Joe.
01-24-58. That was our runtime, guys.
So what?
01-24-58.
We're down 20 minutes from last week. It's good.
We're all over the place.
So, you know that issue earlier where I couldn't download anything from Chrome?
Mm-hmm.
I can't upload anything either.
Nice.
What the hell's going on? It's very weird. Relaunch Chrome in Windows 8 mode. What?
What? You have a mode?
A mode.
God damn it.
Oh,
God damn
what?
it.
Are we gonna do like an even 2 hours on this?
Since when can you not post a link in YouTube chat?
I don't know.
I don't really use YouTube for anything except for watching stuff.
Watching stuff.
Squares, boss.
Hey, the perks of being a Wallflower, the audio book is on YouTube. It's only 6.5 hours long.
Fuck. I just saw that. That's ridiculous.
That's not long.
There's 3 people watching now, and it's us.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, did Coma leave?
Yeah, he said he had to go.
I don't
Yeah, he said
blame
he had
him.
to go blow a Joe.
I would have left too if I didn't have to be here.
Wow. He leaves and you just get super depressed. All right, Charlie. You're leaving, so now I'm depressed. Aw.
Where's the login? Squarespace? You fucked. There it is. The Untitled Movie.
One of us.
At gmail.com.
Blow a Joe.
Blow a Joe.
Yeah. You had to go blow a Joe.
Oh,
I was gonna comment and say, we support your life decision.
we don't judge, bro. I mean, a little bit, but
Right.
it's okay.
Somebody put the soundtrack.
But we
up
judge
for the
movies,
movie also.
not people. Hey, look, our favorite character was Patrick. All right.
It really was,
Yeah.
man.
So we
love
can't judge.
Patrick.
We love Patrick. We love a homo.
If only I could screw Patrick.
Blah 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 blah. The wind down sessions are the best.
The perks of being perky.
You know, we say that. Like, I'm not sure my favorite character was Patrick, but without a doubt, I mean, it may have been, but without a doubt, that was easily the best acting character. I mean, that was like an incredible performance.
Yeah, I put him down my favorite. Off air exclusive, guys.
Well, that's what, like, on Patreon, like, that's one of the things that people do to unlock, like, some shows. They record their pre and post, and then, like, if you're a Patreon, you can listen to it if you want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If that's what you're into.
I love one of your first thoughts was, I didn't cut this shit. What you cutting, man?
I ain't cut this shit.
What were you cutting?
My penis.
Whoa.
I forgot to circumcise it.
Penis cut. More updates.
I think that's.
Computer.
Is that one of those? Would you pick up one of those DIY books or whatever? Do it yourself circumcisions.
Yes.
That episode of
It's like one page.
that episode of Nip Tuck, where the son cuts his own penis.
How?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That reminds you of that. Really?
I really dug that show, dude. I'm just
You think of a penis cut right now?
I'm just saying, I really dug that show.
You said you really dug that show. Didn't you only dig like the first season?
No, I liked it. I pretty much liked it until they went to Hollywood for like the last season or two.
Mhm.
I'm stopping the stream, by the way.